Well, I nearly forgot. In fact, I did forget it first, but then I remembered I need to read the story for the Bible devotion. So here it is. It's called What Do You See? Parker leaned over the front seat of the car. Mom and Dad expect too much from me, he told his grandparents. Nothing I do pleases them. Really? Asked Grandpa. That's odd. Just yesterday your dad was bragging about what a good worker you are. Really? Parker echoed. But look, Grandma pointed out the car window. See that gorgeous bush? God is a marvelous artist. Parker and Grandpa looked blank. Where? Back there, Grandma laughed. Too late. Cindy is a real pain in the neck, Parker continued complaining, hoping for sympathy. She's always bugging me. Mom makes me take her everywhere I go. Grandma looked around. Cindy? She called. Where are you? I don't see her, Parker. She smiled at her grandson. Parker grinned. Well, almost everywhere, he said. Cindy told me that you're the bestest, biggest brother in the world, Grandma quoted. Parker looked ashamed. Well, I mean, she... Look, Grandpa slowed down. See that deer? Where? Grandma and Parker asked. Grandpa pointed. Over there, in those trees. Parker squinted. He and Grandma didn't see it. Well, it's too late now, said Grandpa as they rounded a curve. Isn't it strange how we see what we're looking for? Grandma asked. I like flowers, so I watched for them, and I saw a beautiful bush. Grandpa likes animals, so he saw a deer. Grandpa's eyes met Parker's in the rearview mirror. When we look for bad things, we find them, he said. When we look for good, we find that. The Lord has given you a wonderful family, Parker, Grandma said softly. You should look for good in them. When you do, you'll find it. Look, Grandpa cried. See those quail in the grass along the highway? I see, Parker exclaimed. I see. What about you? Do you look for the best in other people? Your brothers and sisters. Hard sometimes. I know, they can be real pests at times. I've been that kind of a pest when I was the older brother. But then again, my brothers were pests when they were the younger brothers as well. They were supposed to be listening to me. They wouldn't listen. I was supposed to treat them correctly. As the older person, I should have been able to do that. But sometimes it was difficult. Sometimes I didn't feel like it. Sometimes they made it difficult. But we need to make sure that we are looking for the best in other people. Pastor Hicks is very good at this. There have been many times when I was ready to be angry with somebody and to talk about the how bad of a thing they had done to me or that they had done to somebody else. And then Pastor Hicks would look at the situation and he'd say, well, maybe it was because of this. Maybe there's something else going on that we don't know about. And that's very true. That's very possible. And so we need to be careful not to be the type of person that we're always looking for something bad in somebody. It's hard. It really is. Especially if somebody has kind of a track record of doing those type of things, we can easily think that way about them. So trying to think well of somebody. Try to imagine the best about them. And even if you find out when you do imagine the best that really what they had done was wrongly done on their part, think about yourself and how we many times will make a mistake and all we want is somebody just to forget about it and let it go, and then we can start over again. Well, God will allow that. Ask him for forgiveness and then go to those others and say the same thing to them. If you know you've done something wrong to them, ask them to forgive you. And then when they say they forgive you, believe them and go on and try to do your best from that point on with God's help. Well, have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow.